In yoga, we say that we're all on this yogic path together, but each of us is having a different experience. And this is the same with this time in the world. We're all together, but we are alone in our experience of what is happening now. So as we go through our practice, let's try to get out of our silo, as the business people say, where we see just what's in front of us. We just think about what is right here, and maybe open our eyes a little bit to the wider world, the wider path that we're all taking together. So find a seat that feels comfortable for you and close your eyes. And let's just do a quick visualization here. See yourself dressed however you want to be dressed on your path. And see all around you other people who are doing the same thing. This is another day in their quarantine. And then try to open the eye of your heart and see if you can see all of these people going through this time, walking this path in their own individual way. In this way, as we open the eye of the heart, we open up our empathy. Bring your hands together in front of your heart and make a commitment to be courageous in the path that you are walking, to lend courage to those who need it as they walk along the same path in their own way. And to maybe allow yourself to see the world through their eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Slowly let it seep out through your mouth. Bow your head to your heart, the courage that's there, the empathy that's there that unites us all together as we walk along this path of the pandemic, of the quarantine, of the sheltering in place, of the curing, of the supplying, of the being there one for another. Release your hands down to your lap. And as you inhale, sit a little taller, lift your chest up, and then gently open your eyes. All right, let's make our way onto our mat if you're not already there. We're gonna stand, we're gonna start the practice standing. And if you are following along with the playlist, now is when you press play on it. So just take your feet a little wider apart than you normally would in Tadasana, so you can really ground down through the feet. Arms come down by your sides. Turn your palms to face forward in a gesture of openness, also in a gesture of giving. When our palms are open, we are saying, I'm offering to you. I'm also ready to receive from you. Close your eyes, take a moment to root into your feet, to feel steady, to feel strong, to know that you can weather this time no matter how many days are left in it. And then as you inhale, open your eyes, sweep your arms out to the sides, take them up overhead, interlace your fingers, turn your palms up to the sky. Look up at your hands and take a little back bend here. Open up the front of the body. Be gentle. It's very early in the practice. Inhale, lift back upright. And as you exhale, unlace the fingers, sweep them out. You're going to bend your knees and place your hands above your knees. We're going to take cat and cow from this crouching position. So hips go back a little bit, shoulders go forward. Take a breath in. On your exhale, cat pose, round your back, maybe look up at your belly. On your inhale, cow pose, look gently forward. Keep going, exhaling for cat. Inhaling for cow. Letting your breath guide you. Turning your gaze in and turning your gaze out. A couple more here. After your next cow pose, put a deeper bend into the knees and then stand all the way back upright. Bring your feet in together now. And we're going to bend those knees again and place the hands just above the knees. And here we'll circle the knees around in one direction. Doesn't matter which one because we're going to go in both. Opening into the ankles, opening into the knees, rotating around. And now circle in the opposite direction. And then come back up to standing. We're going to widen the feet back out, so about outer hip width distance apart, maybe a little bit wider if you need that extra stability. Bring your hands to your hips, little bend into the knees, and we'll take hip circles here. So rotate the hips around one direction. I'll cue you when to go in the other direction. And now let's go in the other direction. Circle around. And then come back to the middle. Take your right arm up overhead. You're going to bend your elbow and place your right palm between your shoulder blades. Left hand will come either to your low back, or some of you might be able to hook the fingers together. It's still very early in the practice, so don't get too crazy here. Take a breath in, inhale, lengthen up. As you exhale, arc over to the left. And maybe find your balance here on your right foot. Put the weight into the right foot, and then start to take the left leg out to the left. And then left foot back down. Inhale, both arms up overhead. Then the left elbow, left hand comes to your low back. Left hand comes to your upper back. Right hand comes to your low back, or maybe you hook the fingers together, only if it feels okay for you. Inhale, lengthen up, and as you exhale, arc over to the right. And then find some balance. Shift your weight into your left foot. You can stay right here, or start to take the right foot out to the right. Maybe the toe stays on the ground. Maybe you lift the leg out to the side. And then lower your foot back down. Take both arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Let's move with breath now through Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A. Inhale, take the arms high up overhead, stretch up. Exhale, fold down over your thighs. Inhale, take your gaze forward as you stretch halfway out. Exhale, downward dog, plant your hands. Take your feet to the back of your mat. Lift up through the sitting bones, press down through the heels. Inhale, plank pose. On your exhale, lower, chaturanga. On your inhale, lift into a cobra. And then we're going to lower back down to the mat on our exhale. Bend both knees so that the soles of your feet point up to the ceiling. And stretch your hands back by your sides, palms facing up. Hug your belly in. As you inhale, lift your legs, lift your palms, lift your head. Exhale, lower down. 6 more of those. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, gaze goes up. Exhale, gaze goes down. Inhale, let the breath out. Inhale. Exhale down. 2 more. Lift up. Exhale, lower. Last one. Lift the legs, lift the arms, lift the head. Exhale, lower everything down. Straighten the legs back out. Make your way to downward dog. And in your downward dog, stretch out your back body. We just use those muscles across the back to lift us up into those locust variations. And now from your downward dog, you stretch them back out, retaining that strength, but opening the muscles back out. Walk your feet up to the front of your mat and fold over your legs. On your inhale, stand tall, sweep the arms out, join the palms together overhead, and then exhale, hands to the heart. Maybe start Ujjayi breath, toning in the throat gently so you hear your breath. Let it be the music, the muse of your practice. Inhale, both arms lift up high, look up, exhale, float down low, look within. Inhale, offer that courage of your heart out. Exhale, take your vinyasa, step back to downward dog, or jump into chaturanga, your choice. We're gonna meet back in a downward dog. Once you've gone through vinyasa, or you can choose to skip it. From downward dog, inhale, right leg back and up behind you, bend your knee and twist open, reaching the right foot over to the left, roll your ankle 3 times, one direction, 3 times, the other direction. Inhale, stretch your leg back behind you. Exhale, lunge your foot to the front of your mat, rise up to warrior 2. So root into both legs. Take your arms out front and back, find a steadiness here, and then turn both palms up. So your gaze is out past your front hand. You want to keep your gaze there. As you inhale, straighten the front leg, bring the arms up overhead, see if you can get the fingertips to match or touch one another. Exhale, lower back down, warrior 2. 2 more times to lift up on the inhale and lower down on the exhale. 1 more, lift up. And as you exhale, lower down, warrior 2. High crescent pose. Sweep the back hand back, down past the back hip, forward and up as you lift the back heel up. Open up into a back bend, stretch across the front of the body. Open up the heart. Exhale, hands come home to your heart. Take a breath in. On your exhale, twist to the right. So bring your left elbow across to the outside of the right leg and rotate around. Try to keep your left hip lifting up. Don't let that left thigh dip too close to the mat. Try to be strong in the left thigh and hip as you twist. And then inhale, back up to high crescent pose. Lift up, maybe a bigger back bend here. More courage, more empathy from your heart. And then exhale, hands down to the mat. Maybe inch the back foot back just a little bit more. Take a breath in 3 times. On the exhale, we straighten the front leg, fold into it. Inhale, bend the knee, look forward. Exhale, gaze goes back. Inhale, gaze goes forward. 1 more, exhale, gaze goes back. Inhale, gaze goes forward. 1 leg dog, right leg flies up to the sky. You have an option for a 1 leg vinyasa here, or put both feet down, flow through, returning to downward dog. Bring your feet to the top of your mat, fold into your legs, and then inhale, rise to stand, touch your palms overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Each time our hands come here to the heart, feel that courage there, feel that empathy, allowing you to see through others' eyes. Second side, inhale, lift up. Exhale, float down. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, downward dog. Meet me there. You got it. Inhale, lift your left leg back and up behind you. Bend your knee and twist open. And roll that ankle around one direction 3 times. And then the other direction 3 times. Inhale, stretch the leg back. Exhale, lunge it up to the top of your mat. Come up to Virabhadrasana 2. Lower your back heel down, rise up into your warrior. Turn your palms up. Keep your gaze out in front of you, not too far out. We don't know how long this is going to last, but just right in front of you. Inhale, straighten the front leg, take your palms up. Exhale, lower back down, warrior 2. Follow your breath to lift up, and follow your exhale to lower down. Last one, lift up. Exhale, lower. High crescent pose. Sweep the back arm down and then up. Both arms go up, back heel lifts. Open up across the chest. Inhale, lift back upright. Exhale, hands to the heart. One breath in here, and then exhale, leads you into your twist. Right hand or right elbow comes to the outside of the left leg. Left elbow presses up. See if you can lift your chest up so your thumbs are right at your heart. And then inhale, back up to high crescent pose. Lift up, a bigger offering, a bigger opening here. And then exhale, hands down either side of the front leg. Get really strong, charge into the back thigh and hip. Breathe in on your exhale, straighten the front leg. Inhale, bend back into it. 2 more. Last one, fold in. And then bend the knee, one leg dog, left leg lifts back and up. One leg vinyasa. Let the breath carry you, pose to pose, paying attention to the back bend portion especially, because we're tapping into that energy of the heart to be courageous, to be empathetic. Bring your feet to the top of your mat. Deep bend over the legs here. And then inhale, rise to stand, lift up, take the palms up, take the gaze up, and then exhale. Everything comes home at the heart. Moving on now, we're going to start with chair pose. Take your hips down, take your arms up. Bring your hands to your heart. We're going to twist to the left again. So bring that right elbow to the outside of the left arm. Rotate around. Involved chair pose here. Maybe take your gaze up to the sky. And then on an inhale, release. Hands down to the mat. Straighten the front legs. Standing forward bend. Fold in. Inhale. Stretch forward halfway. Vinyasa takes you from pose to pose, ending in downward dog. Inhale, right leg high behind you. So keep the leg straight, but see if you can lift that leg a little bit higher. Find the muscles on the back of the leg, just like you did in the locust variations. We started the practice with lifting that leg up a little bit more. On your exhale, knee to nose, right knee pulls in, keep it pulled in, pulled in, pulled in, and then lower the right foot down at the front of the mat. Warrior 1. Lower your back heel down, and inhale, rise up into your warrior 1. Charge up the back leg, front leg is already charged. Charge up the arms, open up the heart. And then straighten your front leg. We're going to bend the left elbow so your left hand comes to your upper back. Bring your right hand around behind your back. So this is Gomukhasana arms or cow face pose arms. Maybe you hook the fingers together, maybe not. The important thing here is that you keep your chest broad. Tiny bend into the front knee. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bow forward, folding over your front leg. Next, inhale, lift back up. Keep the arms in this shape. Take a back bend here. Lift the chest up. And then inhale brings you upright. Take both arms up overhead. And as you exhale, sweep the arms out wide. Hands come on either side of your hips. Breath in here. As you exhale, airplane pose. Bend into your front knee and float forward into your airplane. See if you can pin the fronts of the shoulders back a little bit, broadening across your chest. We're going to stay balanced on the right foot and stand upright, bringing the left knee to hip height and taking both arms up overhead, biceps near the ears. On an exhale, we're going to take eagle legs. So cross the left thigh on top of the right thigh, and then bring your hands to your heart. First option is to just twist here with a standing balance. Bring your right elbow to the outside of the left knee, working the twist. We're preparing for revolved crow pose with eagle legs. You can stay here or come with me into the hand balance. Take your hands towards the ground, bend into your standing leg until you can get both hands on the ground. Bend your elbows, look forward, lean forward. Maybe you pick that one foot up off the ground behind you. Steady here, courageous heart. Lower the foot back down. We're going to meet at a standing forward bend. However you get there, fold over. And then chair pose. Lower your hips down, lift the heart up, look up, and then press into the legs. Stand up straight, and then take a back bend here, leaning back. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Side two, chair pose. Exhale, lower the hips down. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. This time we twist to the right. So bring the left arm across. Find that twist. Maybe take your gaze right up to your ceiling. Yes, looking good. And then inhale, releases the pose. Hands down to the mat. Straighten the legs, fold over them. Settle in here. Inhale, lengthen forward halfway. Take your gaze out. Exhale, begins your flow, whatever that is for you. From downward dog, inhale your left leg back and up. So we're going to keep lifting that leg high behind, working the muscles on the back of the leg to lift it up. Exhale, knee to nose. Pull your left knee in to your nose, hugging in, and then plant your left foot right up at the front of your mat. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Back heel roots, back leg charges, and then inhale, lift up and open up at the top. Inhale, back upright. Exhale, hands to your heart, straighten the front leg. Let's take the right arm up and bend at the elbows so that your right palm comes to your upper back. Take your left hand behind your back. Maybe back of the hand is on your waist in the back. Maybe you hook the fingers together here. Square the hips up, left hip back, right hip forward. Deep breath in, chest is open as you exhale and bow forward. Folding over your front leg, trying to keep the chest open and broad. On your inhale, lift back up. Exhale brings you into a back bend here. And then inhale, back upright. Take both arms up overhead, stretch up tall. And as you exhale, circle the arms out wide until your hands come near your hips. Palms are facing back behind you. Take a breath in, look out in front of you. As you exhale, airplane pose. Bend into the front knee, lean over it, and then lift the back leg up. Pin the shoulders back. Stay steady with your gaze. Then we go from here, still balancing on the left foot, to standing upright. Right knee up to hip height, arms straight up overhead. Exhale, eagle legs. So you cross the right thigh on top. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a breath in here, and now we start the twist, bringing the left elbow across, and just finding that twist, being with the twist. Maybe what you do, stay right here in the leg balance, or come with me into the hand balance. Take your hands towards the floor, look at the floor, and then bend your standing knee enough until you get both hands down. You're still deeply in the twist, look out in front of you, bend your elbows, maybe pick that back foot up. And then lower one foot, lower the other, standing forward bend. However you can dismount from that pose. We end up in standing forward bend. Good. And then another chair pose. Lower the hips down, lift the chest up, and then push into the feet. So you stand upright, take a standing back bend here. Deep courage as you bend backwards. And then inhale, back up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Close your eyes for a moment. See yourself walking your path with courage and empathy, allowing those around you to do the same. Open your eyes back up. Dancer pose, variation, Natarajasana. Shift your weight into your right foot. Bend your left knee so your left foot comes back behind you. Reach your left hand back. Your hand doesn't grab your foot. Use whatever you have to stand in for a strap here. Take your right arm up overhead. Draw both shoulders back. Lift the chest a little bit here. Keep your gaze out in front of you. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, hinge at the hip. Press your foot back and up. Lift your chest up. Lift your gaze up a little bit. And then chair pose. Lower the left foot to meet the right. Lower the hips down. Exhale, standing forward bend. Straighten both legs. Fold over them. Inhale, lengthen out. Let's meet in downward dog. If you use your breath, your Ujjayi breath, you can move from pose to pose at the breath's pace. From downward dog, inhale, right leg back and up behind you. Bend your knee, twist open. If you want the flip, now's the time to take it. Lowering the right foot down to the mat, lifting up the heart. And then inhale, back around, one leg dog, right leg to the sky. Exhale, lunge the right foot to the front of the mat. We're gonna come back up to warrior two. So rise up into your warrior two, looking good. Bind your back arm, so bring that back arm around behind your back. Binding to any degree that works for you, maybe even fingers into the front hip crease. Turn your front palm up. Reverse warrior with a half bind. Inhale, back up. Straighten the front leg. Keep the half bind. Deep breath in. Half bound triangle pose. Lean forward. Bring your right fingers to the ground and pull the top shoulder back. So you're twisting here as you lift the whole left shoulder and left side body up. Inhale, keep the front leg straight. Lift back up. Reverse triangle with the half bind. Inhale, back up. Right arm out in front of you, bend into the right knee. We're gonna go for half moon pose with the bind, the half bind. Take a breath in. As you exhale, lean forward, come out into your half moon. Lifting your back leg up behind you and keeping it strong. First option, stay here. Second option, bend your left knee so your heel comes into your hip. The muscles on the back of the leg are pulling that foot in for you. Third option, start to lift your right hand off the ground, a finger at a time, and then reach your right hand back. Maybe find your foot there, and then push your foot into your hand. Start to roll open a little bit more, and then let it go. Hands down to the mat, bring your left foot to meet the right foot. Standing forward bend, fold over your legs here. Maybe give yourself a little empathy for whatever happened in that series. And then inhale, rise up to stand. Reach your arms up high overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Second side starts with dancer pose on the left foot. Bend the right knee back. Reach back with your right hand. Hold the foot. Take your left arm up. Deep breath in, and then as you exhale, hinge forward at your hip. Pin both shoulders back, press your foot up to the sky, take your gaze out in front of you, look out at the road ahead. On your exhale, land in chair pose, right foot meets the left foot, take the hips down low, and then exhale, hands to the ground, straighten the legs, fold over them. Inhale, one breath, lengthens you. Exhale, begins your vinyasa, your mini vini. However that looks for you, it's your path to tread in the way that feels good for you. Good, from downward dog. Inhale, left leg, back and up behind you. Bend your knee, twist open. You know what to do, stay here. If this feels right, flip over. Yes, these are some beautiful back bends. I give you all a high five. Inhale, back around, one leg dog. Exhale, lunge the left foot to the top of your mat. Come up to warrior two. From warrior two, we bind the back arm, bring it around, back of the hand on the low back, maybe fingers into the front hip crease. Turn the front palm up, front knee stays bent, take a breath in. Exhale, reverse warrior with the half bind. Inhale, come back up, keep the bind, straighten the front leg, triangle pose with the half bind. Touch the left fingers down, and then roll the right shoulder back. Take the head back, take the gaze up, open up the sides, open up the front, and then strong legs, strong core. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, reverse triangle pose with the half bind. Inhale, back up. And now we go for half moon pose with the half bind. Bend into your left knee, take your gaze out in front of you, deep breath in, and then exhale, come forward, balance onto your left foot and your left fingers. First option, bend your right knee, use the muscles on the back of the leg to hug the heel in towards your hip. Second option is to start to get lighter in the left hand, maybe lifting the whole hand off the ground. If the hand lifts up, take your hand back, see if you can find your foot there. If you've got your foot, push it into your hand, roll your shoulders back and open, steady here. Take a breath in, and on your exhale, bring your right foot to meet your left, fold over your legs. And then inhale, rise up, stand up tall. Touch your fingers together and then bring your palms to your heart. One more mini flow here, and we're going to move on to some other things. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, float down. Inhale, lengthen. Make your way to downward facing dog. Lunge your right foot to the top of your mat. And then you're going to step your left leg straight and through to a seat. However that works for you. I'm going to turn to face you. Step forward. We'll come into Marichiyasana 1 variation. Take your right arm up, and as you exhale, bow down on the inside of that right knee. So right kneecap is pointing up at the sky, left leg is straight. First option in this seated, forward bending, hip opening pose is for the right hand to grab some part of your left leg, maybe even onto the left foot. You can bring both hands around. Second option is to bind around your right leg, reaching the right upper arm in front of the right shin and around, and then the left hand comes back and hooks into the right fingers and bow forward there. Whatever version of this forward bend with a hip opener on the right side that works for you. The binding is intense or painful on your shoulders, let go of the bind and just focus on the forward bend. And then inhale, lift your torso up. We're going to take that right knee out to the right, bring the sole of the left foot to the sole of the right foot to the inner left leg. And we'll take a revolved knee to head pose. So take your left arm on the inside of your left leg, swing your right arm back behind you, and then lean out over your leg. You might be able to reach down and grab your foot. If the foot isn't there for you, just think about pulling back through the right side body, opening up there. And then inhale, lift back up. Straighten both legs out in front of you. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Close your eyes here as you turn in. See yourself staying resolute, staying courageous, while allowing those around you to walk their path in their way. Inhale, lift back up. Make your way to downward dog. However you want to get there, crossing the legs, maybe jumping into chaturanga, or just stepping back to downward dog. This will be your last flow opportunity here. If you want it, if you don't, you may be saying, whew, had enough of those. Lunge your left foot to the top of your mat. Look out in front of you and take that right leg straight through and come down into a seat. Take your left arm up, sit tall. As you exhale, bow inside the left leg, reach out for the right leg, the right foot. Maybe both hands come to your right leg or foot. Maybe you bind around your left leg. Make sure you can breathe here. If you're going more deeply into the bind, keep the breath rolling. And then on your inhale, release. Sit up tall. Take your left knee out to the side, sole of the left foot on the inner right leg. Revolve Janu Shirshasana. Right arm on the inside of the right leg. Swim the left arm back and up over your ear. So we're really trying to lengthen through that left side. This is more of a side bend than it is a forward bend. So if you're reaching your foot and feeling really proud of yourself, but your top side body is rolling down to the floor, release the foot and see if you can reach the hand towards the foot as you pull the left side body back. And then inhale, release, come back up, straighten out your left leg, both legs straight out in front of you. Inhale, arms up, exhale, dive down, fold over your legs. Let your head rest on your legs if that works for you. If not, try to be light on the back of your neck. Instead of tensing in the back of the neck here, maybe move the head around a little bit so those muscles there in the back of the neck can relax. Inhale, release that pose. Come on back up. We're ready for sundial pose. So there's a whole lot happening in the sundial pose. So be easy with yourself as we start to move into it. We're gonna bend the left knee. So we're just gonna leave the left leg here in this variation of sundial pose that we take. Now bend the right knee so that your right kneecap points up at the ceiling. Bring your right arm on the inside of the right leg and then grab the outer edge of your foot. Lift your foot up and pull the foot back, taking the knee back past your shoulder if you can. All right, take your left palm to the sole of the right foot. You still have that right arm on the inside of the right leg, and you're gonna grab behind your shin. Using your arms in tandem, lift your leg up and pull it back, trying to work that right leg high on the right arm, maybe hooking your knee over your shoulder. Change the grip with your left hand so that your palm's on the top of your foot and your fingers are grabbing around the outer edge of the right foot. Take your right hand out to the right. We'll take a breath here, and as you exhale, start to straighten your right leg and then pull your left shoulder back, left side body back. Take your gaze underneath that left arm. Maybe take your gaze up a little bit. Try to pin both shoulders back. A deep breath in here. Hold the pose as you exhale. And then as you inhale, bend the knee, start to lower down out of the pose. Beautiful. Let's try the second side. So right knee points out to the side. We're just going to leave that leg right there. Forms a little bit of a base for us. Left kneecap points up at the ceiling. Take your left arm on the inside of the left leg. Left fingers grab the outer edge of the left foot. Lift it up and then pull it back. Right palm grabs onto the sole of the foot. Left arm is still on the inside of the leg. Bring it under, grab onto the back of your shin. Lift the leg up, pull it back, work it high onto your arm. And then right palm comes to the top of the left foot and the fingers wrap around the outer edge of your foot. Take your left arm out to the left. Take a breath in here, and then as you exhale, press your left leg straight or straight-ish. The leg goes out to the side a little bit, and then pull the right arm back, right side body back. Maybe take your head back, take your gaze up. Deep breath in here, or as deep a breath as you can get. Hold the pose, exhale, and then on your inhale, bend your knee, unwind. You did it. You deserve to come onto your back. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, stretch out onto your back body. Bend your knees, soles of your feet on the mat. Take the feet wide, knees pointing up into the sky. Exhale, take both knees to the right. And then inhale, knees up. Exhale, both knees to the left. And go back and forth a few more times. The next time your knees come to the right, you're going to leave them there. First option is to keep the legs here in this split stance. Second option is to pick up the right foot and place the right outer foot on top of the left outer leg or knee, and let the weight of that right leg help pull the left leg down a little bit. Release the right leg down, inhale, both knees up, and then exhale, take the knees over to the left. And again, first option is to stay here. Second option is to pick up that left foot and place the left outer foot or ankle on top of the outer right knee, thigh. And use your exhales here to invite a heaviness into your legs, especially into that left leg. The left leg will help pull the right leg down a little bit. All right, release the left foot down and then bring your knees up. We're going to take one back bend here. So I'll give you some options, and then you take the back bend that feels like it will allow your heart to open and not close or harden your heart. So one option is fish pose. That's the one I'm going to do, and I'll talk you through that one. Another option is bridge pose. Another option is wheel. Any back bend, ones I didn't mention, will work. If you're coming into the fish pose, prop up onto your elbows. So your elbows are under your shoulders. Bend your knees, soles of the feet on the ground. And then place your palms on the mat just underneath your hips. Draw the shoulders back, lift the chest up, take a breath in. As you exhale, straighten the legs out long on the mat. One more breath in here, and then as you exhale, push the hands down and forward as you drag your hips back, but lift the heart up and take the head down towards the floor, maybe onto the floor. There is a variation where you can lift the legs up at about a 45-degree angle, if that works for you. Again, any back bend, focusing on a lifting across the heart, physically, but also psychically. Take another breath in here, and then as you exhale, let your back bend go. All the way down to the mat, stretch out long. Hug your knees into your chest now and rock across your back. If you need your inversion, now's the time to take a shoulder stand. Or of course, if there's some other inversion that you like, you're welcome to take that. Shoulder stand can be supported shoulder stand with a block or whatever you have for a block under your hips, or you can lift the feet up, pressing into the back of your head, using your hands behind your low back or your hips to support you. Maybe even closing your eyes in this shoulder stand. All right, take a breath in, and as you exhale, start to lower on down. If you need to go through plow pose, you can do that, or just start to roll down the spine to your mat. And we'll eventually all come into Shavasana. Cover up if you need to stay warm during your corpse pose. If you're following along with the playlist, we should be arriving at the last song, Oxygen Bar. If you're not there, you might fast forward. In Shavasana, take a deep breath in through your nose, fill up, and then empty out through your mouth. 2 more of those on your own, inviting a deep breath in, receiving, and then exhale, letting it back out, giving. Allow your eyes to really relax, and even imagine that your eyeballs are receding towards the back of your skull. So there's a deep softness there. You're no longer looking at just what is right in front of you, but with these closed, relaxed eyes, you're able to widen out your vision and see all the people in all the ways walking their path. Now, I have no choice but to see with your eyes, so I am not alone, so you are not alone. We all walk the path together, alone. Begin deepening your breath now. And then allow that breath to extend out into your fingertips and toe tips. Gently begin to move them. And then place both hands over your heart and feel under your hands the courage, the empathy for yourself, for others walking the path. Stretch your arms above your head, lengthen out, and on an exhale, roll to your side, and then from your side, come up to a seat. Once you find your seat, bring your hands back to your heart. Let's take a moment to send the courage, the empathy, the love, the gratitude that's in each of our hearts to those who are sick, to those who are tending to and healing the sick, to those who are keeping things going while the rest of us are able to stay at home. I hope as you go through your day, you're able to see through the eyes of others and know that you're not alone. We're all walking along this path together. Namaste. Thanks, everybody.